what's up, YouTube? We're going to be watching Marcus Brown.
WrestleMania 13. Here we go.
Today, let's see what he's going to talk about today.
Why Walter Weeks of Fresh and Fit receives so much hate. Is it justified? And also why Myron receives so much love. There'll be a lot to learn in terms.
I honestly don't think it's justified. I met Walter Weeks on Saturday, and he seemed like a pretty cool dude.
Sure that you're getting on in this world and getting the respect that you deserve. A lot of the things that I'll touch on, very lightly, you'll get a surface treatment of it. You can get an in-depth education using the Master Communicator course. Someone dropped the link for that.
I ended up dropping the frame rate back down to 29 frames per second. Because at 60 frames per second, I was getting some lag issues. But anyways, we're going to be watching this video from Marcus Brown, the Saint. He is going to be talking about Fresh and Fit and why people do not like Walter Weeks.
Identity isn't that terrible. So as you can see right here, the title of this video.
So this is a reaction to a reaction, basically.
For being disloyal to Myron and not having his back. Fascinating. Oh boy, people really get out of line now, don't they? We're going to get into it. Here we go. Go ahead and maximize that for you. Once it comes on, please populate a 1 into the chat to confirm that the audio is coming from this microphone and it's high quality, and an A for Apple to confirm that the video is in fact HD. And you'd obviously populate a 2 for poor audio and a B for boy for low quality video.
I've just kind of started watching this guy recently, but I think that he has really good points. So I'm starting to become a little bit of a fan.
Ozzy, apparently, and shout out to
at least of the content.
Shout out to my Haitian.
And I saw a video of him on the Whatever podcast with Adam 22, and he basically chased Adam 22 off the set, which was really funny.
Thumbnail image, but
called him a cuck, which was really funny actually.
Over there. Let's carry on.
9456, you are up. 9456, you are up.
My main problem with Fresh and Fit is that their content is very repetitive.
Ask Fresh a question.
Okay, so he comes on, he states,
but obviously Fresh is there for a reason.
A question. The English language wanted ed, that is past tense, meaning that you wanted to do that in the past. So he should state, I would like to ask Fresh a question. I'm here to.
Well, I mean, he's dealing with low IQ people, so they don't even know how to talk.
Is low, and this is not uncommon among those who are low IQ. Of course, the language skills are not very impressive, but more importantly, their foci in life, they have no goals. Here we go.
Okay,
all right. And look like we have the same mic, except I have the higher quality one.
And Fresh is a lighthearted, easygoing guy. Bro face look like, man, here come the bull. I'm ready. Like, here come the bull. Bro look like he about to just like.
Well, for the past year, they've been dumping all over Fresh.
Fresh is over here ready.
They've been shitting all over him for the past year, so I think he's starting to get used to it.
Yeah, Fresh. I wanted to know, right? As a man.
Look at Myron over here picking his nose on the low. Bro, you gotta, nigga, the cameras is rolling, man. You gotta dunk under the table when you do it. But anyways, one thing I want you guys to know is I often define a dichotomy: producer, consumer, master, slave. And when you look at those who are the underperformers in society, who are best categorized as consumers, these persons are also best known by their negativity. You see, the negative mentality is not a mentality of creation. It's not a mentality of optimism, quite the opposite.
And destructive trait.
You cannot create without optimism. You cannot create without positivity and self-belief. So these people are negative. But you'll notice that most people in all societies are negative, disbelievers. And that is why
it's a reflection of their interior feelings on themselves. That's why
all of the bad things sell so well, because it's reflective of the nature of the common person, which is not a very impressive person. So here we go.
Most people are going to hate because they don't have it in them to create themselves. They're afraid to create themselves, so they want to tear down the other people around them because it makes them feel inadequate.
Or if that's just how it's turned, I'm not aware. But obviously they're there for it, and shout out to them. They're able to monetize the hate, and that's genius. And that's something that is not new. Floyd Mayweather used to monetize hate. He knew that a lot of people hated him because
Haters can be your best fans. That's the whole thing.
They could have the spotlight that he has and talk.
Some people worry about getting haters, but haters are your best fans because they'll watch everything you do just to hate.
Physical fitness,
Free engagement. You're living rent free in their heads.
His ish, because he is a world-class athlete, and you know what? He's lived up to it every time. And don't listen to the dummies. The dummies say things like, like, if you're the best, you don't have to say you're the best. No, actually, Jordan says he's the best, and he's the best. Floyd said he was the best, and he is the best. Ali said he's the best, and he was the best. Okay, so actually, you just don't want to hear it because you're not good at anything. Carrying on.
That's a true fact. Oh, rich people don't buy supercars. I know plenty of rich people and they don't buy supercars. Then who the hell is buying the supercars? I get poor people telling me this all the time. That's why you never listen to someone who's not living the lifestyle, because they're talking out of their ass with no experience.
To someone else's place of business, right? It's like calling up a law firm saying, let me speak to your attorney here. Let me speak to the number 2 attorney there. And, how does it feel? He thinks he's eating. He's calling into someone else's place of business where they get money, and he's actually extending the length of the show so that they're running more ad units and getting more money, and he thinks he's eating when in actual fact, he's probably starving in a rat trap apartment calling a guy.
I mean, it's 100% true. The caller called in like he's the host.
Ask him, how does it feel?
He was going to reprimand him.
I think he about to eat, man. It's crazy.
He thought he was going to reprimand them, which is insane.
How does it feel to know that the only reason you're successful is based on the talent of Myron?
Look at Myron's face. Myron's like, here we go again.
Grimy, foul, and disrespectful. Absolutely. It's absolutely grimy, foul, and disrespectful. But after bro hangs up, he'll be forgotten. He'll go back into the dustbins of history, and people will continue to know the name Fresh and see him on a regular basis. And it appears that his relationship with Myron is still quite strong, despite all of the things that the audience would say. And more importantly, I want you to
the audience is going crazy on him. Every video, they're like, we should get rid of him, get rid of him, get rid of him, get rid of him. They're hating so much for no reason.
Even if they're false. And when you really have a big brain, you realize, or shall I say, you have sophistication, intelligence.
Like, do they really think that Walter's there for no reason?
That there's certain kinds of stories, arcs to stories.
Good cop, bad cop.
They work very well. Like the story of sacrifice. There's a hero and he sacrificed. That's the story of Jesus. That's the story of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Those stories work. They appeal to the human psyche. Also, there's
the hero's journey.
The buddy story. You see buddy films. There's a lot of buddy films like the Rush Hour series. It was Jackie Chan and
this guy's cooking, man. I can't lie. Marquez Brown is cooking.
It's basically about 2 guys who are buddies, good friends, and they go on a hero's journey. There's always one guy who's like
Marquette Devon. I'm like, I keep calling Marquette Brown. That's the guy who does tech reviews.
Batman
so fucking stupid, man.
Yes, Batman and Robin. And in this case, we know who Batman is and we know who Robin is. Or you might say it's Mario and Luigi. Yeah, you heard of Super Mario, right? Mario and Luigi. It's a buddy film. It's a classic narrative arc that appeals to the human psyche, and it gets repeated and repeated and repeated and repeated. And if you're smart,
it appeals to the human psyche because most people can identify with the character. Most people have had a friend that they've gone on adventures with, so that's why it's appealing.
Start a product with $500 or less. You can get that for, I think, like $175, and it teaches you how to start a product-based business with just $500. One of the things I talk about when we say how you can analyze the competition, I say look at it categorically, which is to realize which of these things, this phenomena, fit in the same category. Buddy stories, Mario, Super Mario and Luigi, Batman and Robin, Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker.
This is just basic pattern recognition is what he's describing.
Hero's journey. Anyways, I say that to say this, that these 2 individuals make sense together. It's not Batman and Batman. It's Batman and Robin. It's not
Batman and Batman is crazy.
And Mario. It's Mario and Luigi. Even if you look at the
there always has to be a dominant persona
Andrew and
a weaker persona.
Everyone knows who the top guy is. Everyone knows who the sidekick is. They
Valid
offer
point.
Different things to the dynamic. They offer different things to the story, and you actually need both of them. Now,
valid point.
You could actually do it yourself, right? Like Bruce Wayne, you heard me? Like Bruce Wayne can just be Batman by himself for sure. Superman is just Superman. There's no sidekick. Spider-Man is just Spider-Man. There's no sidekick. But the story can work in both regards. And the sidekick, the sidekick scheme does work very well. And I'll explain that later. But I just wanted to point that out to you guys that even though people are
People hate on
against this
Marquette
narrative,
Devon,
they
but
don't
honestly,
realize
this
that in
guy
the
cooks.
early
He
going
cooks.
of this show, that team dynamic actually is what helped accelerate them. There are certain qualities that even though people hate on Walter, there are qualities that he has.
You need Walter on the show because Myron is too unhinged. You can't have two unhinged people on the same show. It would be crazy.
Identify with him because he's not the tall, dashing, handsome, well-spoken, charming guy who's
He's the average Joe.
Jet, smoking cigars, and has portrayed himself as James Bond.
He's the average Joe. That's why he needs to be on the show.
Most of you are not 6'4".
It's like the before and after. Myron is the after, fresh. Walter is the before. So you need a Walter on the show because Walter is what the common loser will identify with, and what Myron is what they want to become.
Capacity, fanatical, and this is very common in our society. The culture is broken down. You don't have gods. You don't go to your church and worship your God. You might be a fan of Lil Wayne. He's your God. Might be a fan of someone on the internet. They're your God, and you form a cult around their personality, and then you forget how things evolved. And as a result, then you start to overvalue one aspect of the party and devalue the other aspect. And because you are a jealous, low-life person who's not achieved what you want to achieve in life.
Jealous low-life is a crazy statement.
And I'll tell you why. Because
but it is semi-true. I mean, he's cooking. He's cooking.
I look better than him. You know what? I'm taller than him, or I'm just as good as him, or I dress better than him, or I can speak better than him. He can't even talk. He's on a podcast. How you got a job where your primary job is talking, and you can't talk? I could be better than him, and you want his spot. That's where that comes from.
Walter is the bait.
Look around at your little apartment and your little beat-up car, and then you see him doing his thing. You see his nice apartment and his Rolls-Royce car and his Lamborghini and Maserati, and you think, how in the heck does he have that and I don't have it? And then you say, he's gotten a free ride based on Myron, and you ask yourself, well, why couldn't I have been in that position? Why couldn't I have been so lucky?
He's cooking. He's cooking.
Admit it or not, that's the only thing that would get you to hate on a complete stranger.
Even though I'm going to be honest, I saw Walter Saturday at Supercar Saturdays in Miami, and he was in a busted R8. And I was like, what the hell is this guy in this trash R8 for?
And he's giving you great content.
You guys will see the clip when I release the video.
He's done something to harm you, as though he doesn't like you, as though he even knows who you are, as though he has malicious intent to you. And we've all, unfortunately, been in the position where we look up and see someone who has something we want and think that we're better than him. And let me help all of you all out. And I do this to lift up all of us. I challenge you that if you say that you're better than Fresh, Walter Weeks, if you believe that you're better than Fresh, Walter Weeks, prove it. Go get more money than him. Go drive better cars.
Okay, I am better than Walter Weeks, but I'm not hating on him, you know?
Go do all.
I met the guy was chill.
Go get in peak physical shape. Prove it. If you say you're better, prove it. Don't just talk about it, be about it. And what I can tell all of you, and this is biblical, this is Quranic, this is from the Torah, this is from all of the good books.
He's like from the Torah. This guy's talking too much sometimes.
Unless we first consider casting them at ourselves. I've reformulated that for you. You know, even recently, I've not exercised. This is probably the least rigorous I've exercised in a long time, in the last maybe week and a half, 2 weeks. And I was thinking about my colleague whom I have on my property right now, and I was asking myself, I wonder, is he exercising? I only question that because I've not been exercising as rigorously as I should have been. And then I said, whoa, why am I questioning him? I need to be questioning me. I need to be questioning me. I don't need to worry about what he's doing. I need to worry about what I'm doing. And I said, let me lift both of us up. It's the saintly thing to do. I message him. I say, hey, you got your headgear? He says, yes. I say, so after the live, we spar. That's leadership. That's manhood. That's love. You could lead with hate or love. Would you rather be a hater or someone who leads with love?
The problem is
only
leading
reason
with
you
hate
share
is
hate
easier
is
than
you
leading
hand
with
out to
love.
other people because you hate yourself.
And most people are lazy.
I know it doesn't sound good, but it's the truth. It's the only reason. It's the only reason you look at someone and before you would compliment them, you insult them. It's the only reason. We're going to get into this. We're going to get into this. Oh, by the way, send in your comments, questions. We're going to cook today. We're really going to break down the psychology. And I promise you, if you would be honest with
I mean,
yourself.
so far he's been cooking. I'm not going to
Be
lie.
honest with yourself. You will realize that everything I'm saying here is pure, unadulterated truth. And if you would take it and use it, you will be better for it. I promise you. Pay attention. We got a lot of good game today.
So far he's been cooking. I cannot
show
lie.
love to those who show love to you. Shout out to Constantine. Writes, Trump/Hitler live was world-class content. Peace of the Saints. I appreciate that. You speak the facts. Peace of the Saints indeed. And thank you to those who saw that and knew it was good work and then supported even when I wasn't live. I appreciate you all.
The other issue I have with this guy is he's like trying to start a cult.
David comes in by PayPal, writes.
I mean, I think he admitted it at one point he's trying to start a cult. It's funny.
Shout out to Matthew.
But it's pretty
Peace
toxic.
To the Saints, tuition, indeed. Peace to the Saints. I acknowledge Joseph writes, tuition via Venmo. Shout out to those men who stand up, make their name known. I also acknowledge Adonis, who just became a member at thesassin.com. That's TheSasn.com. Shout out to the real ones. I also acknowledge via Super Chat. Shout out to Hadar or Haidar. First person to come in, he writes, Peace of the Saints. Thank you for your time.
This chat is like kind of distracting.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to the editing team. He writes, from mindless scrolling to Ism TV. Have you seen Pierce versus Dan B? I've seen a few clips, and if you all think it's worthwhile, I will review.
That's the other thing. So many of these people have TikTok brain. They can't even sit down and watch a long stream.
Brother Burton.
Because they have TikTok brain.
Moquedad Ali. Myron digging up his nose in front of everybody, just like them folks from certain regions of the world. Shout out to Nate. He writes, Peace of the Saints.
Okay, Marquette. Okay, unpause the video already, dude.
A lot of places outside the United States. And you're going to see more and more content coming out from me, and it's about character education so that the world is better for all of us. The world is cleaner for all of us.
Honestly, he does do a pretty good job at psychoanalyzing people.
We're all human beings. We all make mistakes, and
motives might not be the best motives, but he does do a good job at it. I'm not going to hate and say he doesn't.
Ourselves. And so I encourage my brother to show the best of himself. Shout out to Nate. He writes, Peace of the Saints. What are your thoughts on all the mistakes Walter makes, which have brought the show down? Sassin above all. Well, I'm going to be honest with you all. I could not rightly consider myself a fan in as much as I don't tune in regularly. I support Walter. I support Myron. I support Chris. I support Mo.
I think the mistakes that Walter makes help the show grow.
Movement to prosper. And in fact, it even personally bothers
it just shows you what you're not supposed to do. That's fine.
I saw you on
he's the good cop.
The world. Like, yeah, I saw you on such and such podcast, and now I watch your stuff. And like, oh, you saw me.
It's almost like Myron is red pill and Walter is blue pill.
I saw you on this other one,
even though he's not. But you know what I mean.
I realize that a lot of folks are not
using their lingo. Their ridiculous lingo.
They were the originators in that, and now people are seeing the copycat thinking that's the original, and it really saddens me. I think they deserve a lot of credit that they don't get. And so I'm a big supporter of theirs. Anyways, I say that to say this. In terms of their show.
Damn, he just started the video and he clicked on it, left like
because I'm not watching their data.
5 minutes of the video, and then now he's been yapping and yapping, man.
Ad units. I think that was their original business model is, are they getting more views or less views? And then the second thing, ad enabled.
Well, I mean, I think that their content is being suppressed by YouTube for sure.
Up or down. So those are the important
great content, but I don't think that it's getting pushed.
People making
it goes against the agenda.
Immoral, whether it's getting a Chinese harlot pregnant, or it's catching a accusation for SA, or you're busted with a sugar baby, whatever the case is. Those are not the things that make your show go down, as you termed it. Rather, those are the things that create controversy and actually spread your name. It's marketing, really. And so you'd have to look at the data to know if the show is going down.
All attention is good attention.
Observation as an external party.
If the show is going down, it's because YouTube's suppressing them.
Is not Walter doing things that might contradict the beliefs you think that they have, but rather them saying things that get them penalized by the platforms that they're on. Things that get them shadow banned or formally banned. Those are the
shadow
things that
ban,
would
formally
hurt
banned,
their volume
demonetized.
the
These guys
most,
have
which
been
is
messing
because
up,
they're shadow
dropping the
banned.
bag
Remember,
because
they have
Myron just can't
business, right?
control
So
himself.
that's the only realistic measure you can take.
That's the real
So the
problem.
gentleman writes, what are my thoughts on his mistakes, which have brought the show down? You know, I'm a data-oriented person, and
I think
the
that
data
in
that you use
reality,
to measure the success of
Myron
a business
is
venture
more detrimental
is
to the show than
economic
Fresh.
and financial in nature. And so I don't know their finances. I'm not terribly curious, in as much as like them making money doesn't go into my pocket. So I cannot verify that that's true. And I encourage you all, when you hear any information or even a question is posed to you, you first ask, is that true? Well, is it true that their show's gone down? Shout out to Trayvon. He writes, excited to be
The
part of
show's
the
definitely
Assassin.
gone down,
Join
but
the
it's
next
mainly
member
because, first of all, it's very
orientation will be the
repetitive.
beginning of
And
this
second
next
of all,
month,
they've been
which is the
canceled so
month of
many times
December.
because of the stuff
It
that
will
they
be posted
say.
on all of the member sites. So if you're a member, you'll get a reasonable notification for that upcoming. And
Like, you
shout
got
out
to
to
remember
Jason,
that you're on a
who does
platform that's going to
that
suppress what you're saying.
unfollow very
So,
good brother, very dedicated,
especially if you're saying
and
something that's
really
super
appreciate the loyalty
controversial.
of all of those who are a part of this thing of ours. Thank you for that question. Now, I acknowledge via PayPal. Shout out to Justino, writes, in the spirit of giving thanks, I would like to thank you for your hard work and commitment to the Assassin. That really means a lot. It does. He writes, a quality that is disappearing among us all. I was told that if we save a life or change it for the better, just
Damn,
one
I clicked
life,
on this
that is
thinking
one
he
of
was
the
going to go
greatest
through the
things we
video,
can
but
do
he's
in
taking
life. If you save
forever.
many. I appreciate that. That was
Come
very
on,
beautifully
dude.
written. So
Jesus.
thank you very much. I take that to heart. And that's all we could hope, is that we get commended for our efforts. And often so many of us go invisible and we are underappreciated. So
And in fact, I think I might have even seen the original video, at least part of it. But I want to see Marquette's take on it.
Speaks volumes about your character. Carrying on. Look,
How's it feel?
look at Fresh, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, how does it feel?
I do gotta say, this motherfucker is one ugly motherfucker.
You would still be working at Chick-fil-A or whatever.
That's so disrespectful, bro. Said, how does it feel to be a grown man knowing that if you did not meet Myron, another man, that you would still be working fast food and be a nobody? Very foul and very disrespectful. And you know what? It actually saddens me, in as much as, you know, Fresh for the most part is a good guy. I've never seen him being brutish or being a bully, being vulgar, and being disrespectful. You know, I've never observed that. And I mean, of course, you know, he'll have times just like any other human being where he might be inconsiderate or thoughtless or full of himself.
For the most part, Fresh is a good cop, like I've been saying.
Nature, but I've never seen him behave in a way that would make me categorize him as not a good person. And
Myron, on the other hand, is really aggressive,
especially because
and
if
can be
someone came out
vicious
and
at
attacked
times.
Myron, you'd be like, oh, okay, well, you know, let's take a look at this. You know, like this might be a good one. Or someone came out and attacked me. You know, people, you know, they pay money to see that because they already know I'm gonna go up, and I'm more than equipped to defend myself. And also, that's my nature. My nature is to tear my enemies to pieces.
Homie said,
And that's why
when Adam 22 confronted him, do you want to catch the fade?
They already know what it is. Now the real,
and supposedly Adam 22 chickened out. So
does everyone come at Fresh, not Myron? Is it because Fresh is so incompetent? No, it's not because he's incompetent. Is it because Fresh is so bad at his job? Is it because he's making no contribution? No, that's not the truth of it. The truth of why people come at Fresh is because they perceive him to be an easy target. They perceive him to be weak.
They said he's sweet.
They don't perceive him to be aggressive and mean and vicious. And that's the exact reason that people come at him, which is to say they think they're going to get an easy W. They're going to get a simple, straightforward victory, a win. That's why they come on, say, oh, yeah, I'm going to bully this guy. And all it verifies is that the person calling in is a bully and a coward. And that's why he picks the guy that's of shorter stature, that's not aggressive, that's not vulgar. And he wants to display
Speaking
his
facts, can't deny it. Speaking facts. He's cooking.
Walter.
They want to bully Walter.
Who really are a big bad wolf. If you're a big bad wolf, you would take the issue with anybody. If you're a big bad wolf, you don't need to show respect to anything. If you're really the big bad wolf. But you see the coward, they try to bully the people that are small or who are, you know, low key. And that's all it is. It's his weak, negative, cowardly,
And also,
non-masculine
to be honest, a lot of them are probably
personality
jealous too.
who's
Like he said in the
actually
beginning,
who.
they want to be
But let me
Walter.
be honest with you.
They think that Walter got a free meal.
A lot of N-words I know, if they had the kind of money that Fresh has, if they had the kind of status that Fresh has, they'd be a
Chilly in
lot more
here,
cocky.
or was
They'd
chilly
be
here
a
when I'm
lot
feeling a
more,
little
just
hot.
because of those things. They'd be a lot more cocky. Now, me, I'm just cocky because that's who I really am. You heard me? You could check back through my history. I always been like
those
this.
guns, boy.
And here's another funny fact. No one ever tries to test me because they're
Look at
scared.
those damn guns.
They're actually scared, and they should be. They really should be. But with Fresh, they try to test bro left and right. And that's why in the Master Communicator course,
They be asking bro if he has a hall pass.
body language, how do you carry yourself physically?
You got permission to be around here,
People
boy?
will look at you and assess based on your posture itself on if they want to test you. I talk about eye contact.
You got permission to be around here, boy?
Conveying strength.
That's how they be
So that
approaching
you don't
Fresh,
even have
man.
to talk. Your appearance does the talking for you. Huh? People don't test Fresh because they think he's incompetent. They want his spot and they're willing to take him out of it because they think he's weak. That's all there is to it. It's that simple. It's not complex, but we're going to get into it. We're going to get in deep. May I also acknowledge Carter. He writes,
God damn it, get into it then, dude. Jesus Christ. You've been saying you're going to get into it for the last like 15, 20 minutes. Get into it
who
then.
lack the hard work, personability, ingenuity that he has shown to rise to the top. And you know what? Truth be told, here's the irony of the insults that people use on Fresh. If everything they say is true about Fresh, if everything they say is true, you don't have a mouthpiece like Marquette. You're not tall like Myron. You're not a great fighter like Tate. You don't have any of these qualities that would put you at the top. Then you got to tip your hat to him. Like, God damn, bro, like you done made it with none of that. Bro, you know how to grind. You know how to make things happen. You think people would respect that.
A hustle.
But all they do is
somehow they think that he brainwashed Myron.
Like me. I'm nothing. And I think you're nothing too. But how did you become something? I'm mind boggled and jealous. I either want you to descend and become nothing like me. I want to tear you down to my level, or I think you should get your spot. I think Myron should fire you. Let me go in there. That's what it is.
Yep. And they think by calling in, they're going to be auditioning. This is an audition call, basically.
That happens at $15.
But this happens all the time, man. Haters are always going to be that way. Even in my little social media bubble, I post my car on Instagram and whatnot, and I get people telling me it's a rental. The reason they say it's a rental is because they cannot understand that I was able to accomplish something that they are not able to, that they haven't been able to.
I consider their show.
The same people that will see me streaming or starting to stream and come on here and hate and say, oh, you're wasting your time with that.
But we're not close friends. Like, for example, I text.
That's because they don't believe in themselves, and it frustrates them to see other people following their own goals and their own dreams or doing what they wish they could do.
We're human beings, and people are different. Like me, I'm more of an insensitive person just by nature. The way I was brought up, I was made insensitive. But I text Fresh when I saw this. I said, "Hey, man, how you doing? I just want to check and see how he's doing as a human being, because these kind of things, they can degrade your quality of life." So I just want to check in. I didn't hear back from him. So
we said he did a wellness check on him.
So, but we're friends. We have a cordial relationship. And so I say that to say, I don't defend him because we're like ace boon coons. I shouldn't have said that. We'll probably get flagged for that. But I defend.
Oh, he's going to get banned from freaking Twitch for that.
Not rewarding haters. I defend the concept of not being jealous of other people. I defend the concept of, if you're better than him, show us. Go get your money up. Go get your car game up. Get your real estate portfolio up. Show us. Prove it first to yourself, and then
live that life. Don't talk that talk if you're not living that life.
Same challenge with myself. True story.
100.
I always knew I was smarter than everyone around me. I always knew that. The first time I had met someone that was smarter than I was when I was in my calculus course in high school. My professor, my teacher was named Anthony Franco. He went to the University of California, Santa Barbara. He was a mathematics instructor in a terrible school. I think he was probably doing Teach for America. And that was the first time I met someone who knew more than I knew. That was the very first time. I was a kid. He was an adult, obviously. And then the second time I had met someone, I was like, this person is definitely, probably at the very least, more knowledgeable, and their brain is moving faster than mine is mathematically. And I remember I was in an economics course at the University of California, Berkeley, and we're getting into some fairly high-level complex stuff. In econ, there's this Indian kid, short little nerd, and I could tell bro was a real legit nerd. You hear me? And we were going through some stuff, and I could just tell that he was processing faster than I was, and I wasn't it was kind of a new thing, which is to say that that whole time I was always convinced that I was the smartest person around. Then I got out of college. And, oh, by the way, I founded a fraternity at the University of California, Berkeley. It still exists.
I don't know how to take this because, I mean, you don't know how other people are thinking. You can't just judge by the outside appearance either.
Whom I went to university with, boom, choom. You know, they're making 100,000, 250,000, $250,000. Some of them are founding companies. Guys are getting their companies acquired. People are joining huge tech firms, Facebook, Amazon, all this stuff. And they're making huge amounts of money. I'm seeing them in the news, and I'm just like, how'd that work? Like, I'm for sure smarter than bro. And like, bro is goofy. This dude's a weirdo. Like,
dedication and focus.
Like, how are they beating me?
Dedication and
I
focus.
challenged myself. I said, well, maybe it's because they actually are smarter and you're just an arrogant fool. You could just be a narcissist and a fool. You could just be arrogant and think you're smarter, but you're really not. Because if you were, what do you have to show for it? I challenged myself. I said, if you actually are smarter, what do you have to show for it? To me, being smart is not passing an exam. Being smart is being able to get what you want. So based on that definition, you're not smart right now. And then I went and
good perspective, because I mean, he's right to a certain degree.
With except one person, and we're talking about that one person. We're just talking about in terms of pure dollars.
God damn, this stream is empty. I don't know if I'm being suppressed or what, man.
I do. I'm just estimating based on the number of employees.
Where are the viewers?
Profit margins might not be terribly great. I wouldn't be surprised. But in terms of pure dollars, there's only one person that might be ahead of me. And in terms of like overall accomplishment, I beat them all. Like even the guy with more money for sure, beat them all in terms of accomplishment and influence. And here's what's more important. I started farther back. This ball started, you know, his dad was a famous attorney. Mom was an accomplished professor. He had a huge advantage. Dude was doing robotics in high school. My dad was on dope. My dad was in prison. My mom was on dope. Grandma had dementia. I was damn near raising myself in the ghetto on food stamps. Yeah, I came a much farther distance. And so I proved that I actually am smarter than all of them. Smarter, better emotional intelligence, stronger psyche, held myself together through all of it. I proved it. And I never had to tear anyone else down to do it. I never had to tear anyone else down and take their position. I never got in a company and rose up and beat out people for their position. I built my own companies. I made my own way. I never had to destroy anyone else to do it. If I ever destroyed someone, it's because I don't respect what they are. It's not because I wanted to be them. It's not because I want to be in their position. It's because I fundamentally do not respect what they are. The people attacking Fresh, they want to be him. They want to be him. They want to be in his position. And that's quite different. That's not a proper criticism. That's womanly. And that's the lowest of the womanly traits, huh? Come on now. Let's talk about it. So I challenge you guys to challenge yourself. I challenge you to challenge yourself. If you're really that smart, where's the evidence? People will DM me, guys, hey, Marquette, I need some advice. I'm 6'5", I'm handsome, and I'm not getting the women I want. I said, well, I can't question it. If the doctor told you you're 6'5", you probably are. Maybe you're not as handsome as you think. Maybe you're not as charming as you said.
The delusion's deep.
All over the place. Maybe you just thought those things were true. I need you to show me the money. Show me the money. Huh? We're getting into it today. We're getting into it.
The delusion.
Learn today. There shall be no talking. I don't want to hear anybody say what they are. Show me. You feel me? And that's how it used to be where I grew up. Like people don't like walk up like, yeah, I got a problem with you. Nah. Don't talk. Show me. You got a problem with me? Show me. Yeah, we got plenty of space. Show me what the problem is. We don't need to hear nothing. Let's work.
That's some gangster shit there. I forgot that this guy was even watching a video. Come on, dude. Right. Unpause the goddamn video.
And Walter a few times freely. I don't know what freely means. Does you mean like for free? I don't know what that means. He writes,
even though honestly he is cooking. I'm not gonna lie.
Well spoken and weren't rude and the haters are the ones that can't amount to what they will do and lack ambition. Sounds about right. And I'm not saying that no hater has ever said anything accurate about Fresh or anything accurate about Myron. Even a fool can speak the truth. I'm questioning what's your motivation and I'm questioning some of the things you're saying aren't true.
I mean,
your
it's
emotions.
easy to spot the flaws in
Something
another
right.
person and point them out, but it's difficult to spot the flaws in yourself and point them out.
Fresh got dogged out and expected / told repeatedly to shut up by a girl on the show. He didn't kick her out or anything. Would you agree asserting his boundaries would improve his image? Well, that's the most important thing. I'm glad you asked me that, because there's two pieces that are critical. You said number one, boundaries, and I don't even think it's a matter of boundaries. And the number two, you mentioned image. It's not a matter of image. It's a matter of who you really are. And I'm going to stay with this question, but follow me on this journey, if you will. One of the reasons that the Fresh and Fit show has suffered is because of the off-color things that either of them have said, but mostly Myron, right? Which is things that can be classified as anti-Semitic, racist.
Myron be going on some crazy anti-Semitic rants.
What have you. Those are typically the things that have caused them to suffer. And I think that Myron is saying things that he really feels strongly. So those things are really inside of it's coming out. And I always remind you that you can only give what you are. You can only give what you are. You can pretend for a time, the facade will always be uncovered. And similarly, and this is why I think their dynamic is so important, which is to have Batman and Robin, Mario and Luigi, Andrew and Tristan, that balance is really important, because
Walter grounds the
without
podcast.
Fresh to moderate Myron, maybe if Myron was able to rise up on his own, we'll know, right? And he's very hardworking, very smart guy. There's no doubt about that. But we just don't know because we've only seen them rise up together. But without Fresh, you don't have a moderating force to Myron, who needs to be moderated. And I say that as a person who similarly needs to be moderated. I have a lot of lovely.
Because Myron be going crazy on those rants, man. He's vicious. He's rude, anti-Semitic.
You need to
actually misogynist.
Hey, you said you're going to do this and this.
I agree.
Maybe you would, but you don't need to say.
And he goes crazy on those rants.
And similar to Myron, who I really am, and my true feelings about things.
And he's not no comedic relief either.
Sometimes burst out in ways that are unproductive, certainly unprofitable, and it's caused me to suffer. I would have been probably bigger than every one of them because I was doing 4,000 new subscribers every 24 hours. And before I learned the YouTube game, some hater came out of nowhere. Haters are destructive. This is what their job in life is, to destroy good people and to take you off track. Some hater came out of nowhere, disrespected one of my employees, and I did what I always do for people that are under me. I protect them. And I did the most vicious, ruthless roast that YouTube has ever seen. And ever since then, I got shadow banned. And immediately after that, I went from 4,000 new subscribers every 24 hours. And that had been going on for some time to like.
I'd have to see what he did, supposedly.
0. So I got shadow.
This guy, I mean, he speaks facts, he cooks, but he also yaps a lot, and he loves to like aggrandize himself.
Came out in an unadulterated way, and it hurt me. It hurt my profitability. It hurt my growth. So when you have a personality like mine or like Myron,
I take it as a grain of salt because I feel like he exaggerates a lot to make himself seem a little bit tougher than he really is. That's one of the things I notice he does. So
all that. So Fresh serves a good purpose, and Fresh is business focused.
You right there, if you're watching this video, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future videos. I'm streaming every day, multiple times a day for you guys, so I hope you're enjoying it.
Don't do that. We shouldn't be doing that. Let's focus here. The money's over here, and it's their business. So I think that is very helpful. And I don't foresee that Myron is able to moderate himself. It just does not appear to be the case. I'm trying to less than moderate myself, focus on what matters to me.
No, if Fresh wasn't there, Myron would be going crazy. He would have got banned, permanently banned from YouTube, permanently banned from Kick, Twitch, Rumble, X, everywhere. Because sometimes he goes on rants that are completely inappropriate.
That is phenomenal, and I want to help you bring that out. And through great men,
why is my nose itching so much? I'm like over here scratching my nose every freaking second. I'm sorry, guys. I hope that's not like too annoying.
Talking about this group of people, that's what's most important, and that's what I'm focusing on. So anyways, I say that to say, Fresh has been very useful in moderating Myron. and adding to the show. And I say that with all due respect to Myron. I have the same kind of thing.
We're like 20 minutes in and this guy still hasn't unpaused the damn video. I'm like, I might as well just go look the video up myself and just do my own talk on it. Jesus, dude, come on. I want to see what's going to happen. Just go ahead and start
you read in my
the video.
about what he says about the Slavs or the Russians or expanding to the East. He reviles these people. He views them as subhuman. That's his true feelings, right? Then he does a deal, a pact with Joseph Stalin and the Soviet Union, which is to say with the Slavs and the Russians that he despises. He's engaged, embroiled in a very serious war. And instead of prosecuting the war,
valid example, but I don't think it's that appropriate.
Alliance with Joseph Stalin.
This guy's talking about Hitler. Come on, dude.
Slavs that he hates and views as subhuman. His true feelings come out unmoderated. He breaks the pact, goes against the Russians, and now has a two-front war that is impossible to win because those feelings that you have, who you really are, it's kind of hard to keep that in. It's going to come out. And it came out in a destructive, unproductive way for the Germans. And frankly, that's really what lost the war.
I'm not sure if this lighting is too much.
So I say that to say,
might be a little bit too bold.
Men who have those strong convictions, principles, etc., those are not going to go anywhere. And that's why in certain situations, you might watch someone like Marquette de Von Burton. You might watch someone like Myron and say he's in a certain kind of conversation with someone, you're like, he probably doesn't respect this person. Like, for example, when I was talking with Brandon Jamal, like that loser kid who like basically lives in his
Brandon Jamal's a clown.
Take advantage of his own.
Now you're a single mom. Now you're a single mom.
People were just waiting, like, Quet's gonna go off on him. Like, this kid's a sucker. This kid is super dishonest. This kid has no decency. Quet can only stand being around somebody that low for so long. Quet's gonna go off, and it was like a ticking time bomb. And you know what? It just is what it is. Like, our blood doesn't mix, and I'm not gonna be fake. And so when he like started popping off at the mouth, I ripped his head off. And then he started behaving nice, got apologetic, started behaving nice. So
I did see that stream. He really did go off on him. It was kind of funny.
Not controlled by money or certain interests. Then yeah, of course they're going to flip at some point, and largely in the context of our world is going to be unproductive. It's going to take away your profits, get you shadow banned, get you canceled, lead you in jail, and cause you to lose sponsorships and all kinds of things. So that is what it is. Now, so that's talking about the authenticity. So when you write, would you agree asserting his boundaries would improve his image? Well, image is what you project, which is not always a reflection of who you are, right? Image is what you might create.
Honestly, Walter's probably just being himself.
Image is a picture.
He's not trying to impress anyone or do anything.
The substance. So I would not talk about improving anyone's image. Rather, I would talk about improving the man, improving that which they really are. And for me, that is the art and science of taking the best that he already is and bringing it from being buried deep within to the surface such that he can show everyone, but show something real. Every man has some fight in them. Every man has fighting spirit, but it must be conditioned. Yes, refined, conditioned, brought to the surface, and you must have the discipline to exercise it on a consistent basis. So that is what I would work with Fresh on, is developing that as opposed to the image. And once you actually have strength of character, you know that you're invincible. You know that no one can mess with you. And when people see me and they might say, oh, that guy's cocky and arrogant, I have tremendous.
I honestly think Fresh probably just doesn't care that much, man.
You know how confident you
like he's doing his own thing. Why would he care? The lions don't concern themselves with the opinions of sheep.
Why wouldn't I be confident? Why wouldn't I have a swagger? I know that I'm your superior. I'm not pretending. I know it. I'm not putting up an image. I'm not pretending. I know it. I'm certain of it. And also I know what I'll do. And I know most of you will never be willing to do the things that I've done in my real life. And I'll do it again. That's where you get.
This guy's so crazy sometimes.
Delivering the goods, from proving things. And so that's what I would focus on with him, is not improving the image. Now, when you talk about boundaries, here's another reality. Some people do not have some people have different standards. I'll give you an example. We had guys come over here to do some work on the property yesterday. When I was out doing some shopping. When I got back, I saw like leaves inside of my home, and I was like, some animal has walked in my home with their shoes off. They tracked the leaves from outside and they walked in my home with their shoes off. This is filthy. That's my standard, but that's not the other person's standard. I saw the two guys who were working on the house, and I said, hey, would you take your shoes off, please? And the guy says, oh, yeah, for sure. The other guy didn't even comprehend what I was saying because he lives in such a filthy way, filthy by my standards. To him, if you ask him, are you filthy? He wouldn't say, yes, I'm a dirty person.
Who's going to say yes or dirty? It's like asking someone who's evil, are they evil?
Bathroom.
They're not going to admit to being evil.
Something. And we get in there and one guy has his shoes off like me. And then the other guy still has his shoes on. I'm just thinking, oh my goodness. I try to let some things go in life. And so he steps on my rug that's right outside of the shower. And then I look at him and I say, please step back. And I grab the rug. I say, you're stepping on a rug with your shoes that I step on when I'm clean out of the shower. And he says, oh, okay. But he doesn't comprehend that that's utterly filthy. Like the bottoms of your shoes are in the same place where my clean
this guy's
step when I'm.
He was cooking earlier, but now he's yapping a little bit. But let's see if he cooks again.
That he's comfortable living in a low way. He's comfortable living in a low way. But here's the kicker. It's a way I consider low, not a way he considers low. If you go to him and say, are you a savage, barbarian, filthy, dirty animal? He'd say, no, of course not. I'm an honest, self-respecting Christian man who's been married for 30 years. I got a great son. He has one on the way. Things are going well in our lives. It's different standards. I'm not going to put him down or say he's a bad person. It's just a different standard, right? So understand that when you say he needs to establish his boundaries, or shall we say standards,
his boundaries might not be the same boundaries you have. Exactly.
Different. Now, are there times when like we probably all should?
That's just called having empathy, though,
sure, every now
and putting yourself in another person's shoes. But most people are not able to do that.
Yes, Vladimir, slap a bitch, send him over. We need him. But for example, if you watch my show, and by the way, we're gonna have another show this Wednesday. This is the greatest dating show on earth, dating talk show. This is the greatest dating talk show on earth because it's not a dating show; it's a dating talk show. Lots of game. It'll be this Wednesday.
If you're watching me on YouTube, can you drop a comment?
Eastern Standard Time.
Thank you.
And so mark your calendars, hit the subscribe button with the...
Or I mean, say something in chat is what I meant to say, sorry.
But you'll notice if I come into conflict with the ladies or they're coming into conflict with each other or like there's some negativity going back and forth or they raise their voice or they're being insulting, to this day, I've yet to kick anyone out. I have had one young lady leave, and it was a consensus that she needed to leave, but I didn't prompt her to leave. In fact, the other girls had said she should leave. That was a show a couple months ago in Vegas, Sin City. But recently, we had a Black young lady from Atlanta who was behaving in a way that is typical of a Black young lady in Atlanta, which is to say a lower class woman. And she started talking and said, hold on. And then I explained to her why she shouldn't be talking at that time.
Doing them dirty.
Another young lady tried to interject, and then the lady I was originally talking to felt justified by her sidekick and said, okay, well, I'm going to continue. I said, no, actually, you will not continue. And I will not stand for you to continue. And I will make an example that all men should follow, that we will not put up with this kind of behavior. So you will not continue. You're finished speaking because I said so. So I didn't need to kick her out. I didn't need to curse her out. I just put her in line and we carried on with the show. Maybe if it was Myron, maybe he'd have kicked her out. And you know what? If I was watching, I'd have laughed.
Myron would have went crazy.
And I would have laughed.
He would have gone crazy.
And it'd be a good show. I'd enjoy it and they'd make a clip of it and it'd get good numbers. It's a different standard in a different way. So, well, what's the difference? So maybe in Myron's case, he kicks her out. In Marquette's case, he gives her verbal disciplining, gets her back in line. In Fresh's case, he lets her keep talking. Those are different standards, but understand this. Perhaps everyone has a method for their madness. In Myron's case, he's like, F this girl. I got a really popular show. We can easily replace her, and we got like 8 more girls. Yeah, let her leave. In my case, I'm thinking about family. What I'm trying to example is hierarchy, respect, family, relationships. And in family, you don't really kick your wife out of the house, do you? You don't kick your sister out.
Well, I mean, if she's crazy, you do.
Your daughter out for the most part. And so the question is, how do you
going crazy? You do
in a
no cap,
healthy and honest way. Maintain your.
But I do get what he's saying here.
Atop the hierarchy.
But you know, that's Myron's brand, kicking bitches off. That's how they got famous. That's what made the show go viral to begin with. Them wilding out and kicking people off.
That's what I'm trying to
The
exercise.
problem is he's just gone
Would
too
I get
far,
more
and
virality,
at this
kicking
point,
the
it's
broads
detrimental
out?
to the show.
Absolutely, but that's not my actual goal. My actual goal is to demonstrate how does a man operate with broads in this kind of situation. And then with Fresh, he's a diplomatic personality for a variety of reasons that we could discuss at another time. But his thing is not to engage
Networking.
in conflict. He's not a conflict-oriented personality. That's not who he is. And every now and then, even if he has like a contradiction, he might share it, but he's not going to press it. That's not his nature and personality. So he operates according to his nature, personality, which are underlined by beliefs, which may be beliefs different than yours, mine, or Myron's. For example, Myron's a Muslim. I follow and preach the ism, and Fresh is a Christian. Well,
What the hell is the ism? I've heard him say this multiple times. I still don't know what it is.
Get slapped again.
I think this guy's trying to start a cult.
Idea. That's what he may have been raised on. So it makes sense that he's operating in a different way. Is that the way I would operate? No. Is the way that I operate perhaps the way that mine would operate? Probably not. So everyone does what they do according to who
The issue is that Fresh needs to be there because Myron
by far
takes everything too personal.
May I acknowledge?
Is he not gonna play the goddamn video? Seriously though, I've been waiting and waiting. Like he played like literally 39 seconds of the video, and we're 55 minutes into this, and he still hasn't clicked on the video and played any more of it.
Work ethic and business smarts.
Haters, like, my God, dude.
At driving the algo L. Yeah, I agree. This is a true story. Shout out to Thuld.
Oh my goodness.
Requesting a reaction to
this video. The Fresh and Fit video is 11 minutes long.
It is
scrolling through the previews. It looks like he clicks it in a few minutes and he pauses it again. This guy's going on hour-long rants.
Is Hustlemania 13. May I acknowledge HD.
I think I will go and click on the original video. Let's just watch the original video really quick.
Well, you already know that's my.
This is interesting, and he is cooking, but he's yapping at the same time. Let's see when you click. Let's just see what happens after you unpause it. And if he continues to yap like this, we're just gonna watch the original.
Just see right here, a couple people's memberships have lapsed and they're not out of the Discord. It was just reported to me. I would hate to have to go through and like remove you individually. I'd much rather you just do the honorable thing.
I mean, I think Marquette is cooking here, but at the same time, like we can't stay all day just getting his opinions. Like I want to actually see the video and hear what this guy said.
Something about Chick-fil-A, but I don't know something.
So I don't think that laugh was quite authentic. However, I think that point was very meaningful and well taken, which is to say the guy calls in and Fresh was basically pointing out like, how do you know I only came up because of Myron? What was my last job? Guy has no clue. And what I really like about this is even though the guy's a hater, he's also a fan. that's crazy.
Haters are the best fans.
You love them and you hate them at the same time. Extraordinary. And Fresh is essentially pointing out that you're just a fan. Like, you don't even know me. Like, you have so much to say, but you don't even know me. You don't even know the
problem is the people who watch these videos, streamers for long periods of time become, they get a parasocial relationship with them and they think that they know the people.
But B, you do it while not the full story.
It's almost sad because it just means that in their lives they have such little connections that they start connecting with random people on the internet that they've never met before.
And a lot of their viewers in particular claim that they're logical and rational.
They're not viewers. They're not watching it for entertainment. They're literally obsessed and they think they know you. This has even happened to me on my YouTube channel.
These people claim to be logical, but they're not. They're emotional. And I want all of you guys to be rational, which is to say, for example, with this P. Diddy thing, everyone's convinced that P. Diddy is guilty. Like they were at the Diddy party. I'm like, were you at the Diddy party? Like you saw it? Are you on a videotape or something? Oh, no. Like, well, where'd you learn that? Oh, I heard on TMZ. I was like, okay, well, being that you have zero evidence, try not to indict people that you've never met. Because that's not honorable. You don't have any evidence. You just heard claims repeated. And that's why men suffer. We suffer because of the irrational men and the irrational.
Oh my goodness. This guy goes off on tangents.
It is not
he cooks, but he's supposed to be cooking chicken and he's cooking fish. Like, bro, stay on topic, my dog.
Or I should say the stories.
Let's go watch the original video and we might come back to this afterwards. But this guy, if we just stay watching him, we're never going to get to the original video. We are never going to get to the original video if we just watch him. Here we go. 7 days ago.
We got Ozzy is here. 9456. You are.
Because this guy literally got into the video 35 seconds and he's been yapping for 55 minutes.
Yep. What's up, bro?
Yeah, what's going on, man? I wanted to ask Fresh a question.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, Fresh, I wanted to know, right, as a man, how does it feel to know that the only reason you're successful is based on the talent of Myron?
I'm sorry. I know I said that Marquette went in 35 seconds and he stopped the video, but I have to pause it here. This MFer calls in, and the guy has the gall to ask the question phrased that way as a man. He tries to take away his manhood. He calls in like he's auditioning for the show. Like, these people are freaking crazy, man. Look at Myron's face. He's like, oh, here we go again.
Yeah, how does it feel to know that if it wasn't because you met Myron, you would still be working at Chick-fil-A or whatever it is you used to do?
What was my last job?
Your last job? I don't know, man. One time I heard you say something about Chick-fil-A, but I don't know, something that wasn't as
Fresh, I mean, that was kind of a decent comeback, but a better comeback would have been, who the hell are you, nigga? Like, who are you to ask me how I got here on the back of another nigga? You don't even know me, and you're a nobody. You're a guy calling into my show. He actually owes him no explanation.
That's what it was. How does it feel to know that if Myron was to like just not be cool with you no more or fell out with you or something like that, you would be done. Like, you wouldn't be able to make money anymore. You wouldn't be able to sustain your lifestyle anymore because the money you make now is 100% based on the intelligence and the talent of Myron Gaines and not yours.
That's a crazy
What's
statement.
the show called?
It's called Fresh and Fit.
Okay. Just wondering.
Yeah, but can you answer my question? I mean, you're kind of saying like random stuff. Can you answer my question?
What's the goal here, my friend?
What do you mean? The goal of my question?
Yeah. What's the goal here?
Well, the goal is because I wanted an answer to it, but it's also kind of crazy to me that after everything Myron has done for you, he's made you basically made you rich, and you still kind of snake him a little bit, like, you know, like that whole Zerk.
Oh my God, homie said he basically made you rich. These niggas be pocket watching like crazy. Yo, boy, why you pocket watching? Even though, like I said earlier, I did meet Fresh on the weekend and he was in a busted R8. I was like, what the hell? I thought this guy had an Aventador SVJ, and now I see him, he's in a busted R8. So, but either way, I don't know who the fuck these people think they are. They're calling in saying you're rich because of another nigga. They don't even know what this guy's done. They know nothing about him. Just plain hate for no reason. It's crazy.
Brain can kind of see what you're getting at, and it's kind of like, this guy made you rich, and for you to still be...
This guy made you rich is a crazy statement.
I mean, that's kind of crazy. I mean, kudos to Myron for staying loyal to you and still fucking with you, but yeah, that's crazy, bro.
So you think I snake Myron?
Do I think you what?
Snake Myron?
I think you...
Oh, I didn't know you were right at the door, though,
like,
baby.
we know Myron is cool with Zerka. We know Myron is cool with, NF. You know what I'm saying? You know who I'm talking about. I don't need to say the full name. But you go on the internet, you know what I'm saying, and you go on Twitter and you say the things you say about, you know what I'm saying, the Cha-Ching people, and you go and say
The
what you
Cha-Ching
say
people
about
is crazy.
NF and Zerka, you know what I'm saying? Like, what, bro?
Bringing up John Zerka is insane.
You know these
The fuck?
topics you like to talk about. Why are you on the internet pretty much against it, being contrary, you know what I'm saying, to that? Like, that's mad weird, bro. Like,
I appreciate you too, babe.
you ask me.
Well, I didn't ask
You didn't tell me you needed
but
help.
also,
You needed help opening
it's
the
my
door.
opinions, my thoughts.
Okay.
Are you gonna take your shower?
I don't agree.
It's your thoughts, but it affects the platform. It affects him.
No, it doesn't.
Whether-
Do we have fries?
This is why I know you don't know anything.
You didn't
about
buy them
behind the
yesterday?
scenes or how things work. Actually,
Okay.
content creation or businesses.
I was gonna break that pork chop, but I'm starting to think maybe I should
By the
just
way, if
put
you
the chicken things that we bought yesterday in the oven.
How does you?
I'm feeling lazy still.
Going contrary to the
With
things
tater
that
tots
Myron
or
says on
something.
Twitter and attacking his friends and disproving of his actions. How does that help the show?
Well, you're smart enough to do the research.
How
I
does
understand.
arguing with Myron on the show
I think
about his opinion?
This guy calls in and he thinks he's gonna reprimand Fresh on his own show. That's crazy. I don't know what these guys be smoking, man.
How is these things like? How does that help the show? Like, if anything, it just creates division. It makes people question, you guys' friendship, you guys' relationship. Like, you know what I'm saying? It almost makes you look kind of like you're betraying them a little bit. Like, you know what I mean? How does that help the show?
No. First of
Let me
all,
ask you this, bro. What is
you busted in the door. You didn't even come and give me my got home from work
I
kiss.
just feel like you've never really answered for any of these things. Myron has never confronted you, at least not, publicly. I don't
I'm
hear
live streaming. I can't.
you about it. So I'm like, well, I want to hear your answer to these questions. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey, chat, hold on. I'm gonna come right back.
Let me get this
what
straight.
you know what the audience thinks about you.
Let me get this
You know what I'm
straight.
saying? You know the
You're
audience
over here.
believes that you bring nothing to the show. You know what I'm saying? And another thing is like,
I know some of you incels don't have a girlfriend, so.
a confident guy. You know what I'm saying? Not taking BS.
I mean, it's
women,
true
you know what
though.
I'm saying? Like, basically having respect for yourself. All that
Being
stuff
incels
Myron
over
says
here.
basically comes down to
I gotta live the life so that they can live through me vicariously.
respect for yourself, right? When you're always doing things, you know what I'm saying?
Who said that?
You know what I mean? Like,
When?
you basically are the man Myron is telling.
When did I say that? What the
You're
fuck?
doing it in front of the whole world, and you're on the show. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It must be old. Let me
you
see.
have no respect for the show. Do you not have no respect for the brand, for Myron? Like, what's up with you, bro?
You know what's funny about these questions and these
You liked it?
you obviously don't know anything behind the scenes.
Not
or
assumptions,
what's
bro. These are
happening.
things you've done.
And
an assumption is something that may or may not have happened. You did it. You did these things, bro.
What
like,
I
these
Damn.
are facts, bro.
What-
Like, there's
what
no
did I do?
Forward it to me, baby, because I can't find it.
the Miranda situation where academics came on the show, nigga, and he was on you about that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I see it now. I see it
The
now.
whole situation with that girl. You know what I mean?
I told her I don't got kiwi, but I can give her the wee wee.
These are things you've done.
When the hell did I write that?
Girls come on the show, they disrespect you on the show, bro. You know what I'm saying? You don't even say nothing. Myron got to back you up. Myron got to help you out. He got to save you. You know what I'm saying? You a grown man, bro. Fight your own battles, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Be the man that you telling us to be, bro. Like, what kind of example are you setting, right?
I'm so funny, baby. I'm like a comedian.
By girls, bro. Like, what's that? What is that? On your own show? What is that? Huh? What you laughing
Y'all
about?
niggas
This
funny,
is not
man.
funny, bro.
Homie's like getting pressed. He thinks he's gonna press
Funny to me.
He's gonna press Fresh online on his own damn show. You guys are crazy.
Why is being a hypocrite funny to you?
You know what's funny is because you think I have to answer to you about what I do. I really don't.
Oh my God.
What are you doing? They can't hear you, by the way.
Secondly,
So
no.
this is the answer. When somebody asks you directly
Hold on,
about
hold
your
on.
actions,
You
the
want me to answer
is,
you? I'm answering
I
you.
don't want to answer this, that, and the
I'm
third.
answering you.
Oh my god! I wish I could record you, but I can't because
How business works and how
yeah.
creators work, companies work. But whatever I do, right, is
we
for-
got to get a Christmas tree.
Now listen, you may not like what I do, you may not think it's manly, but to be quite frank with you, bro, your opinion of me, I really don't care about. So I'll just tell you
It's
this,
not
bro.
about my opinion. You actually
Yeah.
making it about me. It's not about me.
No,
It's
no.
about you.
Because-
bro.
because-
it's not
because-
about me, bro. I'm just
because-
confronting you on the things you've done.
Homie said he's just confronting on the issues, which is crazy. Like, who the fuck are you to confront him on the issues, man? Jesus.
I just went over it, bro. What do you mean, bro?
Now he's getting angry. What you mean, bro? What you mean, bro? Crazy.
Is that all?
Like, why you taking deep breaths and shit, bro? Like, answer the question.
For what?
So you ain't got to answer.
Not to you.
Basically, you ain't got
Not
to
to
answer.
you, bro. Nigga, who are you?
That is crazy. So you don't. Is that what you're saying?
I didn't hear anything you just said.
Well, Myron, I just want you to see. Look, I just confronted this dude on all of these topics, and he ain't got nothing to say. He don't even got nothing to say, bro. Like, the fact that you didn't jump in and save him, he had nothing to say, bro. I mean, I don't know if you've spoken to him about these things behind the scenes or not, but look at the way he's reacting when I'm directly questioning him on his actions. That's all I'm saying.
Am I unmuted? Oh, look, man.
Myron's like, look, man, I don't give a fuck.
You guys want to criticize Fresh and everything else like that. So I was like, you know what? I'll just have y'all talk. And I was obviously talking with the team behind the scenes. Bro, if you don't like Fresh, man, you don't like Fresh. I mean, I don't really know what to say anymore at this point. There's like an army of y'all niggas that just dislike
Crazy.
Fresh. It is what it is, man. Like, there's really nothing's gonna change. It's like, bro, me and him have very different viewpoints. I know that you dislike the fact that he's not willing to talk about the JQ and other things like I am or whatever, but we have different views, man, and I think that's
Thank goodness he has different views, because if not, the show would be so repetitive and crazy.
you know. So that's really what it is, you know. Obviously, if you want like networking and, you know, more social stuff and being able to build connections with people offline, you know, that's Fresh's specialty, you know, using Instagram for pulling chicks, whatever. And then if you want more stuff that's like raw, covering
Honestly,
geopolitics,
Fresh
covering
is
some things that, you know, aren't necessarily
a good networker.
as YouTube friendly,
Not gonna
etc.
lie.
And obviously I do that stuff more. So like we're just different people, bro, with different viewpoints. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think you're attacking him for his worldviews on certain sensitive
Homie just wants to hate the hate,
when in reality,
man.
people can have different opinions.
Nothing to do with the world views. Just wants to hate the hate. Huh, babe?
Did he hang up?
He left.
Oh, he left?
What the fuck? I ain't even touch it.
Bro, listen. Any more haters? Because this is fun to me.
Bro.
Keep calling, bro.
Yeah, I mean, we're different people, bro. To be honest, like,
But-
and the reason why I didn't step in is because I'm just gonna let Fresh talk to this guy.
But-
and to be honest, I didn't have my headphones on for half of it. So
But you know what's crazy
talking
about
with these guys in the back.
this whole debate and this whole like attack on me is they want me to be you. And I
Yeah.
myself, guys, whether you like it or not, hey, this is Fresh. I don't confront people. I don't care about like explaining to you why I do what I do. Quite frankly, bro, I don't need a clout. What I do is really hard work behind the scenes, and if you don't, I mean, honestly speaking, you don't even know what I do. Honestly, it doesn't matter.
I mean, at
Once
least he
the show's
stood on
running,
10
Myron's
on
here.
10.
You guys like Myron? Cool. You guys
Like
get help,
shit.
advice? That's awesome. Change your life? Amazing. But what
He is right. He doesn't owe anybody an explanation of
not
what he does or what he
showing
doesn't do.
always. And listen, I'm
So
not
I think that these guys calling in and asking these dumb questions, they're just crazy. They're jealous and they're crazy. There's no reason for him to explain anything to us. Like, who
Yeah.
are we?
so
Or who is
and I only
he?
came in to say
Who are
something
they, I
because,
mean?
Yeah.
You know, Fresh was done talking.
Yeah.
So
Now, when I pull up in the Mac, that's different, you know?
and we're like the only YouTubers, by the way, that talk to y'all niggas. Like, bro,
Yeah.
like nobody else like accepts phone calls from randoms.
Yeah.
Like, we're one of the few people that do this shit, and we do it live too. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
We need
That's a
some more,
good
though. Keep
point.
coming.
They are one of the only channels that does it live.
Ban us? All right, Nico, go ahead, and then we'll go back.
Interesting clip. I think that it is a valid point. Who the hell are these guys to be calling in
206
and demanding explanations from these guys? Like, they don't owe them any type of explanation.
Hey, what's up,
So,
man?
bro?
This refresh. Oh,
Anyways, guys, I'll be back in a second. Be right back. anyways, guys, I'm gonna take a break from streaming for the rest of the night. I don't know if I'm gonna come back. Gonna make something to eat. Bailey just got home from work, but I want to say thank you guys for tuning in to the stream. It's been a journey so far. 3 days of streaming, and there's gonna be plenty more coming in the future. So if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Turn on the notifications. Turn on the notifications so that you do not miss when I go online in the future. And thank